Green's moving toward the radar, red moving away from the radar. So you've got a counterclockwise circulation there. BTI is 4.8, but at this point BTI doesn't matter because we have ground confirmation that there is a tornado on the ground with this system. It's, again, tough to tell how strong it is, tough to tell how long it's going to last. We don't know exactly what the effects are going to be. What we do know is that if you're in the path of the storm, you do need to be in your tornado shelter right now. Again, nobody should be driving along Highway 72 right now between Rogersville and Blackburn. This is a confirmed tornado. It's on the ground if you're just joining us. So you need to take this very seriously. I know a lot of the times we get these tornado warnings and you kind of think, oh, nothing ever happens. I don't need to take them seriously. This one you need to take seriously because we have ground truth. There's confirmation of a large tornado on the ground. And of course you're going to be hearing the tornado siren because the fire station with the tornado siren is right across the street from us. So don't let that put you on edge. I know after some of the events that we've been through here, you hear that tornado siren, it can be a little bit scary. So again, we need you to take your tornado precaution. But I would not be surprised if Athens ends up under this tornado warning. And I'll tell you what, you guys are close enough, and this isn't intensive enough of a rotation. I know Athens is a very heavily populated area here in the region. I want you to take your tornado shelter right now if you live in the city of Athens. What we have is a confirmation of a large tornado on the ground. So this is no longer a radar-based warning. This isn't just one of those, little spin-up warnings that we get that we don't really know if there's a tornado on the ground or not. There is confirmation of a tornado on the ground. So if you live anywhere in this red box, I need you in your tornado shelter right now. 6:15. Okay, so this is going to include Hackleburg, Phil Campbell. I know these are some spots that have been affected by tornadoes before, namely one very large one back in 2011. And right now we are getting a confirmation that there is a tornado on the ground right now. A little bit tough to tell the strength. We haven't had any damage reports. I can tell you the velocities don't really look all that impressive. And when those storms did come through back on April 27th of 2011, they stuck out like a sore thumb on the velocities. Now, I'm not saying there's not a tornado on the ground, but I am saying I don't want you to be worried about your life or anything like this. I want you to just get in your tornado shelter. There's really no reason to be worried. We don't want to panic, but we do have a tornado confirmed on the ground that's pretty much going to head right up toward the Hackleburg and Phil Campbell area. So maybe we can get a little bit of a closer look at this one here, Isaac. And what he's doing is he's putting on the area that's now going to be under the tornado warning. And there it is. It just popped up. So again, this is coming out of Marion County in West Alabama, west-northwest Alabama. Had a confirmed tornado on the ground about 9 miles west of Hamilton. Again, there's your debris ball right here. You've got your hook echo. Here's where you have all the rain and the hail and the storm. And then you get this little hook down here. This is where the tornado likely is, if there is one. Again, still kind of on the west-northwest side of Hamilton. And it is pretty much moving directly toward the north and east. So this is going to ride up, what is that? That's going to be eventually Highway 43, if I'm not mistaken, out there. Between Hackleburg and Phil Campbell. Probably take a pretty similar path to the 2011 tornado. But again, we are unclear as to the strength of this tornado. All we know is that there's one on the ground, and we need to take it seriously. So again, anywhere along U.S. Highway 43, Marion County, not a good idea to be driving out there right now. Also up into Franklin County as well. This may affect the Hodges area also in Franklin County. I know you guys are likely just getting some heavy rain and maybe some hail right now as well, but again, this tornado is basically going to ride right up Highway 43. Again, I know that's a very similar path to the tornado a couple of years ago, but just kind of gives you an idea of where this thing is headed. Now, can we take a look at the velocities real quick, guys? I just want to see what they look like, and they still don't look super intense. You can see a rotation down here, but again, it doesn't really look all that intense. But radar's not always perfect in these situations, and we're looking from Columbus, Mississippi, which is actually not too far away from this storm. But a lot of the times what can happen is when you're looking north or south into a storm, it's a little bit tough to see things on the velocities. So, we kind of just look at this reflectivity here. We've got a nice little wrapped up storm. You can see some inflow here. I think there were reports earlier that this was a multiple vortex tornado. Many tornadoes are multiple vortex, so, that's kind of something that's a little bit overused as more of a big deal than usual. But the bottom line is, again, we do have a confirmed tornado on the ground northwest of Hamilton that's going to be riding up pretty much the northwest side of Highway 43 here. It may end up pretty much right along the highway. So State Highway 182 over in Marion County, again, west-northwest Alabama, north of Hamilton. Nobody should be driving along State Highway 182, U.S. Highway 43, between Hamilton and Hackleburg. That is an area of definite concern right now, and you can see them circling the little debris ball here. Again, we've got a well-defined hook echo. We've had a lot of these types of storms today, and again, this is serious business. We've got to take it seriously, but there's no reason to panic. All we really need to do is just kind of be calm. We're going to get down into our tornado shelters, and everything's going to be okay. Now, would you mind circling that this debris ball here once again, or the possible debris ball? And you know, now we'll switch over to the CC here, which is what we call this product. And I do not see any debris showing up on radar, so that's definitely some good news. But we'll continue to track that storm. I think it's important, guys. We've got this storm that's also going to be moving into Harvest and Tony pretty soon. It had been showing some signs of weakening. I want to double check that storm right now and just kind of you know, make sure that we're not forgetting about you guys. But again, you know, right now, and we'll switch over to the high top radar here too, and that will help us out also. We've had reports of baseball-sized hail in Elkmont. We've had reports of golf ball-sized hail in Ardmore. So this is just a big old classic supercell. It's dropping some big hail on the north side of it. And we've got a rotation here on the south side of it. Now you can see the rotation's kind of broad. It's definitely there. You can see it's wrapped up. This is the high top radar. You've got reds going away from the radar here, and then the greens coming in inbound toward the radar. So there's your counterclockwise circulation. It's just on the north side of Harvest. This is more going to directly affect Tony than Harvest. So again, you guys should have been in your tornado shelter about 15-20 minutes ago. In fact, we probably gave you a little bit more warning than that. But in case you're not, now's the time. Harvest, Tony, in your tornado shelters right now. This storm, the rotation associated with it has shown signs of weakening a little bit. And if I'm not mistaken, Isaac, do we have any more reports on this storm? Are we getting any ground truth?
I'm not seeing any ground truth on that particular storm, but the Weather Service in Huntsville has now issued another tornado warning for Limestone County. Again, they're commenting that a new cell has just formed, and we need to take a look at that because that's going to also be tracking towards the Athens community, and this looks like it might be tracking some over the same areas, and again, very close to the previous track, and that rotation they're saying is tightening very quickly. That tornado warning now goes until 6:15 this evening as well, and they're saying that that storm is located near Rogersville, so it looks like this one might take the same track as that other one does. So, you know, I know that we've been getting reports of some injuries there in Limestone County, and you might need to suspend the recovery efforts because we have another tornado warning on the way there. Ari.
Okay, let's take a little bit of a wide view. I just want to give people kind of an overview of everything that's going on right now. We have 3 active tornado warnings here in the Tennessee Valley right now. The first one was for the Athens area, and that moved now into northwestern Madison County. The rotation is weakened significantly with it, but we still need you in your tornado shelter in Tony and Harvest. It's going over Tony right now. It's going to continue toward the north and east toward Meridianville. We also have a tornado warning for a confirmed tornado west-northwest parts of Marion County. This is west of Hamilton, moving directly toward Hackleburg and Phil Campbell. It's going to move pretty much right up along Highway 43. It's a little bit tough to tell. The strength of the tornado didn't look too impressive on the velocity imagery, but we do have ground for confirmation of that tornado. This is the newest tornado warning that we have. Again, the red boxes here are what we're paying attention to, and this one's going to be coming in out of, I don't know if does this include a chunk of Lauderdale and Colbert, or is it just
It's just for Limestone.
Okay, so this is just straight up Limestone County, and boy, this is a very similar path to the one that just went through. So let's take a look at the velocities on these, and yeah, that's wrapped up pretty well. We'll see what it does over the next couple of scans. At this point, it doesn't look quite as bad as the last system that went through, but you're seeing a lot of very familiar town names that we just went over not too long ago, because this storm is almost going to take the exact same path as the last one that came through. So again, you've already gotten some practice being in your tornado shelter. We want you to do that again. Again, if you live anywhere in this new tornado warning, that does include the city of Athens. Once again, I know that's a very populated area. We've been asking a lot of you today, but you know, it looks like at least the west side of town may have taken a pretty good hit earlier as far as that last tornado that went through, and that one was definitely a tornado. We could see it on radar. This one, we can't confirm it yet based on radar. Do we have any ground confirmation of this one, guys?
Not yet.
Okay, so we do not have any ground confirmation confirmation. Right now, this is a radar-based warning, and I think this is smart by the Weather Service because what these storms have been doing today is they've been spinning up really fast. Just almost within 5 or 10 minutes, they go from almost nothing to a very impressive signature, and just as fast as they spin up, they actually kind of weaken just as fast, and that was good news for the Harvest and Tony area because you guys likely didn't get hit as bad as areas around Athens and just west of there when that first storm came through earlier. So right now, again, we do not have confirmation of a tornado on the ground with this storm that is in Limestone County, but it is going to take a similar path to the last one that came through. So again, Highway 72 east of Rogersville. This does not include the city of Rogersville. This does include the community of Blackburn, Athens, Shanghai, places like that were already affected a little bit earlier. Elkmont, you guys are in this new tornado warning as well. And you can see things wrapped up pretty well here. A little bit tough to see if there's a really good hook echo on that one with a debris signature, but at this point it does not appear likely. Let's take a peek at this Harvest storm one more time.
Yeah, Ari, I was just going to pass along. The Weather Service has now reissued the tornado warning for northern Madison County. This includes Newmarket, Hazel Green, and Tony there into the southern portions of Lincoln County, Tennessee.
Yes.
This goes until 6:15. This is a Doppler radar indicated tornado at the moment, but they have mentioned that this is the same storm that produced apparently some significant structural damage over portions of Limestone County. Again, we're not looking like a tornado might be down right now, but again, with the environment, we have to watch everything.
Yeah, definitely. And again, you can just see it there. I mean, it's a classic supercell. You've got a lot of heavy rain up here on the north side of the storm, likely some hail. This storm earlier produced baseball-sized hail in Elkmont. So what it's doing is it's likely cycling. These storms have been cycling a little bit today. It'll drop a tornado, and then it'll weaken really quickly, and then it'll try to wrap up again. Right now, we're not seeing any debris on the radar, and of course, you're going to be hearing the tornado siren because the fire station with the tornado siren is right across the street from us. So don't let that put you on edge. I know after some of the events that we've been through here, you hear that tornado siren, it can be a little bit scary. So again, we need you to take your tornado precautions if you live in, oh yeah, we've got
Tornado now confirmed by Lauderdale County EMA at the Clements High School. I know this is basically just about the same exact area, but they are saying this is a new tornado, not the previous storm.
Okay, so we've got
a tornado down.
So we've got a tornado down, a new tornado. This is going to go over some of the same spots that the last one went over. We had reports earlier of damage, major damage at the Clements Fire Department, and right now we have a report of a tornado on the ground at the Clements, what was that, the middle school or at the high school, Clements High School. Okay, so that's where the tornado is right now. This is going to be moving toward the east-northeast, probably about 40 to 50 miles an hour or so. Again, it's a little bit tough to see on radar, but you know where you see this little rotation here, this is east of Rogersville. It's going to be moving directly along Highway 72, closer to Blackburn. Again, one of those spots that got hit a little bit earlier by this storm. We also want you in your tornado shelter if you're in Shanghai. There we go. There's the radar signature there. And again, this is the high top radar in Jackson County. I feel like this is deja vu. I was just saying the same thing not too long ago. But again, this is on the east side of Rogersville. Green's moving toward the radar, red moving away from the radar. So you've got a counterclockwise circulation there. BTI is 4.8, but you know at this point BTI doesn't matter because we have ground confirmation that there is a tornado on the ground with this system. It's again tough to tell how strong it is, tough to tell how long it's going to last. We don't know exactly what the effects are going to be. What we do know is that if you're in the path of the storm, you do need to be in your tornado shelter right now. Again, nobody should be driving along Highway 72 right now between Rogersville and Blackburn. I know we're simulcasting on Light 96.9, also on 97.7 The Zone. And so if you're listening to us, again, driving along Highway 72 between Blackburn and Rogersville, what we need you to do right now is pull over and try to find a safe spot, a sturdy structure, because there is a confirmed tornado on the ground.
The Lauderdale County Emergency Management reporting a large tornado on the ground near the Colbert-Lauderdale County line. They don't have an exact location, but now we have EMA reporting a large tornado down. Okay,
so near the Lauderdale-Colbert County line.
Yes.
So now what we have is confirmation of a large, violent tornado on the ground. And honestly, it doesn't really surprise me just considering how this looks on the reflectivity. The velocities, it was a little bit tough to tell, and we'll see if we can see a debris signature at some point with this. It may be tough this far away from the radar, but forget about what we're seeing on radar. Radar doesn't matter right now. What we have is a confirmation of a large tornado on the ground. So this is no longer a radar-based warning. This isn't just one of those, little spin-up warnings that we get that we don't really know if there's a tornado on the ground or not. There is confirmation of a tornado on the ground. So if you live anywhere in this red box, I need you in your tornado shelter right now. Okay, so we're talking anywhere along Highway 72 here between Rogersville and Athens. That looks to be the main area that's going to be affected. Looks like this will end up skirting kind of the northwest side of Athens. This will end up heading more toward Elkmont. There we go. This is a good look at it from high top radar. And you can see a very tightly wrapped rotation. Again, this is the high top radar over in Jackson County. So the green color is moving toward the radar, red moving away. There's your tightly wrapped rotation. And guys, maybe we could take a look at the debris possibility on here. I don't know if we've looked at that from high top yet. No, we don't see anything yet. We may, I would imagine, see something showing up here on the debris scan within the next scan or two. But either way, we've already got confirmation of the tornado. So again, please, Rogersville, if you live anywhere near Rogersville here, between Rogersville and Cortland, anywhere between Rogersville and Cortland, you need to be in your tornado shelter right now. It's on top of you. Shanghai, Blackburn, this may end up being a long track tornado. Of course, it's too early to tell for sure, but just kind of given the history of the storm system and the fact that we've already had several long track tornadoes between yesterday and today, and this one's very tightly wrapped up. And this is what they've been doing. They wrap up really quickly. It goes from a broad rotation to a really tight rotation really fast. And all of a sudden, we've got a report of a big tornado on the ground. So maybe we can get, a little bit of a track on this storm. We could throw the places at 1 there, and that should help that out. But again, Rogersville, please in your tornado shelter right now. Shanghai, tornado shelter right now. This is Blackburn over here in Limestone County. You guys need to be in your tornado shelter as well. Again, this is a confirmed tornado on the ground that we're looking at right now. Here's a little bit of a wider view just so you can see where we're looking at. Again, this is west of Huntsville. So right now, Huntsville's in the clear, Decatur's in the clear, Florence, you're in the clear, Russellville, same deal. The main area of concern is, again, this red box you see here that includes Rogersville. And again, this is moving toward the northeast, I would imagine, or probably around 50 miles an hour or so, guys. And still don't see any debris here on the radar. And a lot of the times what will happen, now right now we know there is a confirmed tornado on the ground. And in order for the debris to show up, the tornado has to be on the ground for a little bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if on the next scan or the scan after that we finally do see some debris starting to show up on the radar. You'll see blue colors on that other kind of almost rainbow color looking product that we use. Again, these are the velocities. Let's zoom in a little bit on this just so we can show you how tightly wrapped up this is and maybe get a couple of the roads here as well. Again, this is the northern edge of Lawrence County, if I'm not mistaken. Is that what that is there? Yeah, okay. So this is the northern tip of Lawrence County, southern tip of Lauderdale County. It's right on the county line there. So right between Rogersville and Cortland, this is where this tornado is right now. It's going to be moving, again, directly towards Highway 72 east of Rogersville. South side of Rogersville, again, just anywhere in Rogersville. Let's not take any chances with this. These storms have been kind of showing a little bit of a tendency to move a little bit more toward the north and west than we initially think. So between Rogersville, Blackburn, along Highway 72, anywhere in that area, you need to be in your tornado shelter right now because this is a confirmed tornado on the ground. This isn't, we're not just messing around with a little, radar-based tornado warning or anything like that. This is a confirmed tornado, and boy, you can see it here. I mean, you can see it wrapped up. Big old hook echo, big embedded supercell. We were talking about this morning, that we would have some of these. Here are a couple of the towns that are going to be affected. This is going to be, let's see, Oliver, pretty much on you right now. Coliseum within about 2 minutes. Cedar Grove about 3 minutes over in Coxie. You guys are going to be affected here in about 3 minutes, and we're getting some more information here from Spencer.
No, go ahead. I was just getting a battery real quick.
Oh, I got you. Okay, let me go over a couple more of these towns that are going to be affected. Cairo, about 7 minutes. Over in Oakland, 8 minutes. In Shanghai, you've got 9 minutes. This is a confirmed tornado. It's on the ground if you're just joining us. So you need to take this very seriously. I know a lot of the times we get these tornado warnings and you kind of think, oh, nothing ever happens. I don't need to take them seriously. This one you need to take seriously because we have ground truth. There's confirmation of a large tornado on the ground, kind of right along the county borderline between Lawrence and Lauderdale County. And boy, that is a very impressive radar signature there. We still don't see debris on the radar, but it doesn't matter because we have ground confirmation. Again, yeah, there you go. That's it. He's circling it there for you. This is going to move right up toward Highway 72. Nobody should be driving on Highway 72 east of Rogersville right now. I know we're simulcasting on Light 96.9, also on 97.7 The Zone. If you're listening to us and you're driving east of Rogersville, let's say between Poplar Creek, Oakland, and Rogersville, that's pretty much where the rotation is going to pass over Highway 72, right around Poplar Creek, Ripley, Lentzville, places like that. That's pretty much where it's going to cross over. This may end up skirting the northwest side of Athens eventually, and it'll be interesting to see what the Weather Service does here. But I would not be surprised if Athens ends up under this tornado warning. And I'll tell you what, you guys are close enough, and this isn't intensive enough of a rotation. I know Athens is a very heavily populated area here in the region. I want you to take your tornado shelter right now if you live in the city of Athens, okay? Because this is a large, violent tornado, at least at last check. Do we have anything new on this, guys? Any new reports coming in?
I know it's hard for us to see, but the Weather Service is commenting that they are seeing a debris signature with this storm.
Okay. So you know, we've not only got ground confirmation, but we've also got a debris signature on the storm. Bottom line is there's a tornado on the ground, so that's all you need to know. So again, Ripley, Oakland, Poplar Creek, places like that. You need to be in your tornado shelter right now. You've probably got less than 10 to 15 minutes before a tornado moves over your community. We knew this was going to be a possibility today, so again, we don't need to be worried, we don't need to panic, but what we need to do is calmly get in our tornado shelter. Everything's going to be fine. Just find that lowest level of your house. A lot of the times it's a bathroom, kind of the closest to the center, a closet, something like that. That's where you want to get if you don't have a tornado shelter or a basement. Of course, if you have a basement or a tornado shelter, obviously that's where you want to be. Let me get you a couple more towns here. Again, Ripley and Oakland within the next 10 minutes. Athens, you guys are about 17 minutes out. We're getting a little bit of an extended look here. I wouldn't be surprised if the Weather Service is working on another tornado warning as we speak to kind of extend this, but that's an intense rotation, and it looks like it's only getting stronger. Places like Elkmont, about 19 minutes, you guys will be affected by this. I think it's a good idea to take your tornado precautions if you live in the city of Elkmont as well. You've got about 20 minutes before it gets there, and eventually if this continues to hold together, communities like Harvest, Tony, Hazel Green, Newmarket will be affected. Now, again, it's possible that the tornado could lift before it gets there. We can't be 100% sure. We don't know really the strength of the tornado or anything like that, but it is headed toward the Harvest, Tony community. Again, we don't need you in your tornado shelter there yet. Quite yet, but Athens, Elkmont, we do want you in your tornado shelter. And, you know, even of more concern, here's where your tornado is. It's just kind of right on the left side of your screen here on the west side. It's just on the south side of Rogersville. And there it is. I mean, it sticks out like a sore thumb. That's it. We're looking from the high top radar. Winds going away, winds going toward. Very tightly wrapped rotation. So if you live in Coxie, this is Highway 72 here, so east of Rogersville. Coxie, Poplar Creek, Ripley, tornado shelters right now, please. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground. Do not take this lightly. This is something that's not only been confirmed by ground truth, but also by radar, and boy, it sticks out like a sore thumb. I mean, you can see it. So again, it is pretty important to get some of these cities here, some of these smaller communities. Lentzville, tornado shelters right now. Blackburn, same deal. You're along Highway 72. There's the new scan. Looks even more impressive. So again, guys, this is serious business here. This is not just a radar-based warning. We've got a confirmation. And even if it was just a radar-based warning, I mean, that's a very impressive radar signature. Okay, so I'm going to